The adventure is about human endurance of different kind. It's taking you on a journey for rejuvenation of I think perspectives. Basically, we take people from different diverse backgrounds and juxtapose their ideals and their perspectives together. And in that effort, we hope that we'll force some sort of conversation that our country as a nation has not started to lead. And at the end of the day, a new narrative hopefully will be forced out of them. They begin to see why the man in the north lives the way he lives and why his ideals about religion is obviously loop-sided. They'll see why the man in the east, for instance, why his total focus is why he must make money, because he thinks the entirety and the stretch of his ideals resting on being liquid. And he will understand why the man from the middle belt feels disenfranchised from the man in the north. And this is what we're hoping we can make all our competitors see why we put them through different areas of challenges. They come out a better person, a wholesome person, someone with a better perspective, and hopefully, we can force that narrative to stretch to their immediate family, their immediate space, their communities, and consequently, the nation as a whole. So we're taking them on a journey. We hate to call it a reality show. It's a lifestyle journey. It's a life coach journey. We teach you how to fish and not just give you fish. We revamp your lifestyle. We revamp your psyche by asking you who you are as an adventurer from the beginning. And at the end, we ask you, after you've been through our mini classes and our mentorship, who you are as an adventurer again. So I think it's what we need in our politics right now, is a kind of fresh perspective to TV that we should all be angling for. And it's quite refreshing, it's quite interesting. What we're key into is the novelty of our concept. No, we haven't. We're still in its infancy stages. There's a token. It will cost you 1,000 naira. It's a card. You buy it, you scratch it. What you have on it is what makes you eligible to play the game on www.theadventurer.tv. We get there, answer a few questions, win, move to the next stage. We're hoping at least over 200,000 people will start this journey with us. We have over 30,000 already playing this game. And at the next stage, we narrow it down to 100,000, 20,000, and consequently 50. 50 will go into boot camp with us. Boot camp is already prepared. We have one in Kaduna, another one that it's an advanced stage of preparation in Abuja. When you survive the boot camp, not necessarily a military boot camp, but a boot camp that would task you mentally, physically, and psychologically. The final selection of 16, 8 male, 8 female, we travel with them to exotic part of the world. We already mapped out Marrakech ourselves. We're going to Dubai, Doha, Sydney, Australia, as well as Cape Town in South Africa. So we're starting with Cape Town. We're doing 3 seasons every year. So our first season is for Cape Town. We're leaving for Cape Town Sunday, this week Sunday, to start our first sizzler. And so yeah, that's how far we've come so far. And no, it's very original in its concept. It's unlike anything else on TV right now. Yes, it obviously would bear certain semblances with other reality show internationally, but it's a show that's formed, created, and crafted for Nigerians, by Nigerians to the world. It's an export element for us, and we're taking our culture, our idiosyncrasies, our differences, what divides and unifies us in the same vein to the world. And it's taking you out of your comfort zone. because it will not do to say we've created this show for Nigerians and we put you through this series of tests in Nigeria. I think to exercise your comfort will not make you uncomfortable enough to perhaps air your views enough and see life from a different perspective of an outsider. So all we do is take you out of your elements and to a better run, better imaginary environment where you can feel free, you can let your guard down, and for once speak your mind on issues that maybe gave you concern in the past. A Jamaican scripter was widely successful, as we all know. It had its pitfalls. It was dealt with in-house, but I think the chief lesson I took from Jamaican scripted is not to take anything for granted. Plan, 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 and continue to plan. Many times we'll jump onto things spontaneously, and there will always be pitfalls when you don't take everything into account, every variable as it were. So this time around, we've gathered a crew of highly trained, highly proficient, crew. So we'll make sure that the planning stages are in place and that everything to the final T and the I's that are dotted, it's in good place before we make every move. There are unhappy people out there, and I think people that have enough time to wade into other people's life and comment negatively, it's a very evident sign of unhappiness. It takes unhappy people can't give what they don't have. They can't give happiness, they can't give joy, they can't give support, they can't give love. When you're bereft of those emotions, it obviously means there's something extremely wrong with you, something perhaps clinical. So that's what social media availed us. It takes every type on that platform. If you want support, there are people out there that understand what it means to have struggles, that understand what it means that you're not perfect, that you're human in every way. And then there are people that have led a life of obvious darkness and sadness, and they don't think anybody's entitled to any degree of opportunity or success or happiness, and so they want to extend that by their comments, by their aura, by their projection to everybody, and sadly that's the truth. So it's a yin and yang, you have to deal with both. That's what you signed up for. Before you expose yourself to these mediums, you have to be ready for what comes for you. So it's a thick skin, it's a blind eye, it's a deaf ear, and sometimes you're mute to all those things. And just understand that you keep your eye on the prize, your heart on the prize, and your willpower will supersede whatever it is. Just mind above petty comments, and that you must rise above it. The dexterity of an actor, your prayer every day should be that you're given roles that will push your artistic propensity. There are roles that, of course, I have that have spilled into the larger life, and people have really taken it to heart. And I've played a few drug roles where I was an addict or I had substance abuse, and less discerning people started insinuating, not even insinuating, were quite affirmative in their read of that matter that I might have a drug problem. And sadly, I don't drink, I don't smoke. My inner circle will tell you that I'm a health freak, and I stay in top shape no matter what. But that's the opinion. Like I said, it's a yin and yang life. You must deal with every perspective. Yes. There's a claim to fame for everybody that comes on the scene. You could sing a particular type of Afrobeat, and it becomes a formula, and people think, oh, you need to stick to it. Once you venture outside our confines, people think, oh, you're venturing into gray areas now. And your core fans have loved you for that particular type of Afrobeat. They might find it unforgivable. They might sense they might term it a certain betrayal. The same for every art form. Sculptors and artists of every type Once you have a following of any kind for a certain direction, people feel they're entitled. You owe them some sort of obligation to stay on that path, but that's not how it works. You should experience every form of art. You should experience every diversity. You should reach out there and and be as wholesome as possible as an artist. And I think that's what I strive for every day. When they bring me the bad boy roles, yes, I'm most proficient in it. Yes, that's my claim to fame in a sense, on this platform. But it gets a little exasperating sometimes, and I want to sometimes mentally knock myself on the head and say, hey, don't do this, man. I mean, push for another challenge. At some point, it became just a little too easy. That's a very good question, actually. I produced, executive produced, wrote, and played lead in a movie called Color 25. And I reached out to some of my Black Hollywood brothers, and they supported me. We shot in Atlanta, in New York, and LA. That was a multitasking role for one person that I cringed a little bit before I started, and again, it's a mental kind of cringe. But I've always trained my mind for obscurities in my life, peculiarities, and circumstances that would task me physically and mentally. I've always kept my mind alive and trained for it. But that's not to say that sometimes fear comes into play. Your ability to surmount it is what makes you a true champion, and what makes you a warrior. I deem myself a warrior in every regard of life, and challenges I meet headlong, fearlessly as much as I can. But that's not to say that there'll be obvious concerns whether you can perform up to par, whether you're not taking the ante a little too far this time, and you're not pushing the green a little farther than you should, But to exercise caution every time you want to make a bold move, it's a sign of fear, and I despise fear in every shape and form it comes. I think that's what is my catalyst. Once I have fear for a lot of people is a paralyzing element. Fear for me is a catalyst. That's how it works for me. It's not a bad thing that we favor that genre. It also is a bespoken exhibition of our state of mind at the moment. Politics is not working. Our leadership are in shambles, obviously, and people desire for more. And to bring to bear a serious film, an intense film, is more than Nigerians can take right now. Everybody's in search of happiness, in search of a little bit of joy, and and everybody is in search of a little stimulated amnesia, just for a moment, to escape the doldrums of what they have to deal with every day. You can't walk into a movie house when you're semi-depressed, and I use that word for lack of better, and watch an intense film that will obviously not glorify an underdog or make you laugh. And you begin to feel life is much, much serious than it already is for me. So the average Nigerian at this moment wants to laugh a little bit, wants to have a good time, and The Escape is a comedy film. And so that's why they pour out in mass to support this film. I stand corrected, of course, but that is my take on the matter, and I think it's truthfully what I deem it to be. How else will you explain we're a brood of extremely intelligent people, we're worldly, we're well advised in every sphere of life. It's not to say that they are not catching on to serious movie making, that they don't understand what it takes. We understand. It's just a time in our history where to make a play to bring something serious and intense in our lives may not pan out well. So for the day, the hate that shines happens to be comedy films. Yes. It had nothing to do with being a celebrity, quote. It had nothing to do with big fame. It had everything to do with decency. I'm a human being. Whether you like it or not, I coexist this space called our entity. I can't shy away from it. I'm not going to walk around tongue in cheek and pretend like I'm not part of this community, that I'm exempted from the pressures and the problems that we face every day. I have a young family that's coming up. I have sisters, I have cousins, I have people that depend on me for their salary as well as their upkeep. So you can't walk around with your head in the sand pretending like that you're of a higher standing and you're completely removed from the space. No. Here I was watching TV. I just got back to Nigeria after 2.5 years away, and then I saw a man that Charlie gave me my first job as a presenter. I was still barely out of the NYC uniform when he said, "Hey, I kind of like the way you look and your confidence. Come do this for me." And so I've never forgotten it. And it was completely distressing when I sat down in front of the TV. My sisters called me downstairs, and I was watching him tear gas being thrown at him, and it was getting subhuman treatments just because he had a voice to protest something that was his fundamental right. So I spoke in his defense. I'm not neither here or there, you understand? Politics is big, it's bigger than us. I think it's a focus that I have to be prepared for, to give, advice, input. But it's enough for me as a human being to see another human being in a democratic entity being subjected to such inhuman treatment just because he had the audacity to air his opinion. Why are we in a democracy then? So the people that want to pretend they're removed from it because they're actors or celebrities or they're afraid of reprisals, that's fine for them. I grew up in a home where you question status quo, you have to ask questions. It's your answer that will give me the superior opinion that will make me believe you. And I didn't get any answers why someone should be treated like that and his people. He didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't an armed protest. He just complained about what was wrong in an environment that kind of opinion was being fostered, and it was being treated like a common criminal. That's what I disagree with, and that's what people misconstrue as well. I didn't go there to stand for what. No, I didn't. As much as I voiced it and said that I disagree with a head of state that was not in place at a certain point in time, it's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. But what I found foremost disturbing was how he was being treated. So I spoke up about that and ended the matter promptly. That's it. I was in a hotel. I don't want to name the country. I don't want the drama that comes with it. And I still find it quite shocking. So, someone knocked on my door. I opened the door. The person was in the bathroom, dropped the bathrobe, was completely naked in the hallway. I thought, I don't know, feel like I told you, but I think I was scared that day. So I shut my door, ran back into my room, and called security. And before security could come, the person was gone. They tried to trace it. I told them they had CCTV. They didn't want to pursue it, and I felt disappointed. And, after a while, I let it go. I think that singular act that happened in probably less than 2 minutes was very profound in my life. And every time I want to dig into my mental archives or laugh about something, I'll be truthfully, because I've gone to the point where, believe me, few things will ever shock me. I've been through the few seconds, but I still laugh at that one. I think that one still shocks me. I've never played a gay role or a switch role, and I have absolutely no desire of playing anything like that. But yeah, that's one out there. The one I would love to play that I've never played. I've had a long career, a lot of movies. I've pretty much stretched everything there is. But is there a role out there that I was about to say dual character, and I've played multiple characters in the movie already. I think I've never played. Wow, this is a tough one. I didn't know I've gone that far, really. I can't think of any off my hair right now. Maybe you could help me. Good. A real life character I would like to play is a man with the depth of Denzel. Denzel is just not an actor. That's how I don't want to be perceived as well. That's why I'm always going off and on to go educate myself some more, elevate my mind some more, invest in things that are outside the confines, fail in many more things, and succeed as well as I go. So that I don't want anybody to label me a Nollywood actor. I want to be a businessman. I want to be a philanthropist. I want to help people in my lifetime, leave my signature on the stamps of time. I want people to wake up and say, hey, if you didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened. And I want to see the same of people as well. And you will not have that experience if you confine yourself in one box. I've never been created for a box. I think outside the box all the time. It gets me in as much trouble as it endears people to me as well. So my life is about, I don't have in-betweens. When you meet me, there are two opinions. It's very simple. You either dislike me immensely or you like me immensely. Man, liking. I'm a very positive person. And once in a while I run into the dislike. I laugh it off sometimes because it's usually petty people. Or sometimes I give people a good reason to dislike me as well, you know. Because, you know, we all have disagreement. We all have road rages. It's Nigeria. It's the Lagos. You all have altercations as well. And, you know, sometimes you're not in the best of moods when you wake up and people want to gain your space and you don't want it. And they read it wrongly, but they forget as well that you're just another human being on earth. You go through all the variables as well. You're entitled to your space. So there you are. It happens. I just finished Color 25. I wrote, co-executive produced, and played lead in it with Lisa Ray, Brian White, and others. We just came out of the studios, the editing studios. We're hoping by February next year that should hit the country, the whole continent. I'm fully in real estate now. That's what I do as a means of livelihood. We're on our third project now. So please, guys, when you hear it's a Jamaica building, we build first-class building, please hire our equipment, our apartments. We have a few across different really choice areas in Abuja. I do event management as well. I'm in the Uber business. I have a company that has an Uber outlet. I do contracts predominantly. That's why we bid, we get, we do contract. We just finished a project in Abia State recently. So yeah, I travel. I love to travel. I love to keep myself busy. I keep it going well. I just found a way to do everything I do under the radar, as opposed to announcing every move, which of course has gotten certain reprisals that, you know, brings negative vibe most times. It's my pleasure. My pleasure.